Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Pat at Dancing Moon Travel, and we are so glad that you were able to join us today. Welcome. And if you could, along the way, before I forget it, because you know how forgetful I can be when I get to talking, but if you get a chance, share this event a time or two during the broadcast, and if we say something you like, hit the like button. You can hit it multiple times during the broadcast. Every time that happens, it lifts our algorithms. I don't know with Facebook, they've got all these crazy things that they count, and it all increases our visibility. So anything that you do helps us with getting our name out there and helping people see the broadcast. So anyway, glad to have you here. You know, sometimes things go a little haywire and crazy here. Kevin had something happen. He had a conflict today, and so he's not able to join us, and he will be sorely missed. And we had another little thing happen. Our special guest today had to come in by phone. She wasn't able to access us on her computer, so we've done a workaround by phone. So nevertheless, we're really glad to have Shirley Knott join us today. We've got to do our prize drawing. I'm sorry, folks. I meant to do this. See what happens when Kevin's not here. We have this is our last week for our prize drawing. This is a cool thing, and let me find that video here that talks about this. But we're giving away a luggage scale and this great book, A Thousand Places to See Before You Die. That's our September prize. The drawing is just in a couple of days here. This is your last chance to enter this for the September drawing. Uh, and let's see now here. Do we have a video on that? I don't remember. Let me see here. But anyway, that's the price. We'll get on. But anyway, we've got Shirley on the line with us. You can hear her there in the background. You can welcome her, folks. Shirley is with us. She is an actual group leader who is interested in doing a group. I wasn't able to talk to her last week, but when she called, but I thought this would be an opportunity to just kind of chat with her on the record. And Shirley is the president of the American Cornhole Aficionados group, and she's interested in doing an event on a cruise ship. Hello, Shirley.
Well, hello there, Miss Patty. How are you?
I'm just good. It's so good to have you with us, Shirley, and we're so excited to have you on board to join us for this great broadcast here. Um, I understand you're interested in the possibility of doing an event on a cruise ship. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I would, Miss Patty. But before I do, I just want to thank you so much for these Let's Talk Travel programs. They are just so good. Myself and my granddaughter May not. We just love watching your programs. Yeah, uh-huh. And I discovered you when I was over at Miss Emma Lou's. Miss Emma Lou's where I get my hair done, gets my
Oh,
roots taken care of. Uh-huh.
that's
And
important.
Emma Lou was handed me a magazine, and I was thumbing through that thing. I can't remember the name of that magazine. But I saw your ad. I think it
With
was Field
Florida,
Field
Florida,
and Stream.
uh, I think probably more Florida Weekly, maybe. Would that ring
Ah,
a
yeah,
bell?
that was it. That's it. Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. It wasn't Field and Stream at all, I don't think. Anywho, I saw your ad and I started watching Let's Talk Travel, and oh, what? I love it. I love it. I love it. Anywho, how's Mr. Kevin?
Oh, Mr. Kevin is fine. You know, they're kind of in lockdown there. He had a conflict. I don't know. He had to run and do something important today, and he wasn't able to join us. But he's doing okay. He's just not able to be here today. We miss him sorely when he's not here, don't we?
Well, I miss him, and Miss Patty, if you don't mind, my name is Shirley Knott, and I really appreciate that you got my name correct. So many people, so many people. See, my name is spelled Knott, and they call me Shirley Knott.
Surely
uh-huh.
cannot. Oh no.
But I tell them it's not cannot, it's not. uh-huh. So, anywho, I'm glad Mr. Kevin's doing okay. My granddaughter May was asking. I think May kind of has a little crush on Mr. Kevin, and because she
Is
just gets all.
is her last name not
Yeah,
too?
it's May not, yeah, and, May has a little crush, I think. Her face gets all red when he's on there, and her bloomers get all in a twist, and she just thinks he's the greatest. So, anywho, we're here to talk about cruising.
Yes, we are. I almost forgot myself. Uh, uh, I'm just wondering. I usually start out, Shirley, by asking just a little bit about the group. How many people would you anticipate you'd have on board with you?
Well, I'm the president of the American Cornhole Aficionados. uh-huh.
That's a
And
mouthful.
it is. And we have an annual cornhole tournament. And our tournament last year was in Pensacola. And we had 50 people participate.
Wow. Now, 50 were those the actual players, or was that everybody who attended?
Oh, no, 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 Miss Patty. That was just the people that participated. So I'm looking on this cruise that we're going to have 50 participants in the beanbag cornhole throw, and then their spouses, and then their children, and then maybe their grandchildren. So I'm talking 400 or 500 people, don't you know? uh,
Oh, that
but
would.
they're they are a procreating type of people, I tell you that.
I never knew that about cornhole aficionados before. So you're educating me here, Shirley. Well, that definitely sounds like something that we would be interested in exploring further. We always love when you're talking big numbers like that. You know, it only takes 8 staterooms to equal a group, but you would easily be able to probably do 100 or more rooms away with that many people. Um, now, so
Well,
go
Miss
ahead.
Patty, I was wondering, for cornhole, we need to have. I don't know if you know anything about cornhole, but we throw a bean bag at a wooden target that's 27 feet away, and the bean bag. Now they call it a bean bag, but it's full of corn kernels, and it weighs a pound, and that's how the game is played. And my husband, Wes, rest his soul, will not, is the current reigning cornhole champion
Wow,
international.
congratulations.
Well, it is nice, but poor Will, he passed on, and
Oh,
Yeah, Miss Patty, it's a sad story. I don't know if we have time, but he was in the backyard practicing his cornhole, and he was out there playing, practicing, and his beanbag, he took it and he was tossing it toward the target, and wouldn't you know, a seagull came down and swooped down and took that beanbag right out of the air.
oh my
And
word.
I, I'll tell you what, my husband will. will not. He was incensed. I've never seen him so angry. And he was chasing that seagull down. He was running through all the neighbors' backyards and jumping fences and leaping over hedges. And I tell you, as that man was trying to cross Highway 29, this big old semi tractor trailer truck, boom.
My word. Oh,
Yeah,
my
well,
condolences on your loss, my dear.
well, it's a sad thing, and I appreciate that. But with the bad comes the good. Yeah. We sued that tractor trailer company. That truck was loaded full of chickens heading up to Gainesville, Georgia, and we sued them. And I tell you what, we're eating chicken nuggets for free now.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
well, I guess there's a golden lining for every cloud, right?
That's right.
Silver
So
lining, I guess it is, right?
Yeah, well, color doesn't matter to me. Gold, silver, purple, Uh-huh. So,
Very good. Well, Shirley, I just wondered, this sounds like something that we could definitely do, getting space for events like this on a cruise ship. We do things like that on all the time. So that's never a problem for us to do something like that. This is something we could definitely help you. Do you have any questions that we might be able to help you with?
well, is there plenty of things that the cornhole aficionados can do on this cruise boat um, when we're not playing cornhole?
Oh, well, goodness, yes. Uh, Now, you said you would have some family units and things, so I think, frankly, that we might even Carnival might be a great fit for you guys. They are really, really good for groups, and they have. It sounds like most of your people are coming out of Florida, where
Yeah,
we have
yeah, yeah.
5 cruise ports within an easy day's drive for anybody in Florida. So that would be a very easy thing to do. And Carnival is so group friendly. Uh, and so I think that might be a good fit for you. They're wonderful for families. We do have other options.
Miss
That we,
Patty?
yeah,
Miss Patty?
yeah,
Miss Miss Patty? Miss
yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
What? Hel- Oh, never mind. I can hear you now. I'm deaf in one ear
Okay.
and I can't hear out of the other.
Okay.
So every once in a while, I kind of lose you. But if you would just do me a favor and every once in a while raise your voice up and maybe give me a whoop, like whoop. That way
Oh,
I know that you're still
oh,
there. Could you give
uh,
me a whoop once in a while?
whoop like that.
Well, yeah, that's all you got. Yeah,
Whoop.
okay. Okay,
Okay,
all right. Okay.
I'll try to do that. Okay. Yeah, so plenty of things to do, Shirley, on the cruise ships. There's entertainment to suit everybody. There's activities. Depending on the ship, you have all kinds of things. So people can either hang out and do nothing by the pool, or you can actually just be busy and running all the time. And of course, then we have ports of call and, you, you know, uh, all kinds of things that you could do. We have done events for all kinds of groups. So doing something for the Cornhole Association aficionados, I'm sorry, the Cornhole Aficionados. Let me get that right.
Get that correct because it is the aficionados.
Right,
Yeah,
aficionados. I've got
that's
that.
correct. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
So we have, I mean, we customize our groups to suit whatever kind of needs that they have on board a cruise ship. We're able to handle that. Well, we've done groups for, we do friends and family groups and girlfriend getaways and bachelorette and bachelor party kinds of things. Those are pretty low key and don't have a lot of special needs. But we do big extravaganza groups for photographers. Let me see here. Do we have an image we could put up here? Let me see. We've done several photography groups through the years. Here's one of them. That this was an Alaska group, and actually, if you look back to the right, Kevin was on board with that group. You'll see Kevin back there. I know you can't see us, Miss Shirley, but our regular listeners who are listening, they can see Kevin's face up there. Oh, and this was a big group of photographers that we had down doing the Western Caribbean. This was a fun group. There's just all kinds of people on board that one. We've done Worlds of Fun has been another kind of group that we've done. There are a bunch of people who used to work together when they were kids. We've done several events for them. Um, we've done ballroom dance groups where we had dance parties on board the ship. They were, we had dance parties, just private for the group and things. So all kinds of things that we can put together. We've had real estate investors, and here's another photography group. They've done several with us. Is one time they were off to New England, and another time over here to the right. That's when we did the Southern Caribbean. So we do all kinds of groups, all kinds of itineraries, depending on where people want to go. Here's that Worlds of Fun group where they just like to go out and play and have a good time. So, we put together a welcome aboard bon voyage party and a farewell party for them, and they just have a wonderful time. So,
Well, Miss Patty, I'm
mhm.
so happy to see evidence evidence that you can do these things because Miss Patty, I really don't know who you are. And, I know, people don't do nothing for nothing. And I was just kind of wondering, if you had any kind of photographic evidence, and you sure do.
Yes, we actually we have a lot of evidence. We know what we're doing. We have done dozens and dozens of groups, so you can count on us when it comes to putting together a group that's going to meet your needs, and just whatever you need, we will take care of it. What
Well,
other
Miss Patty,
question? Go ahead.
I was wondering about the activities on board that cruise boat. Um, Some of the fellas, they like to go fishing. Could they bring their poles and drop a line?
Oh, absolutely. They can't drop it off the cruise ship. We don't.
What?
We don't no, if that's what you mean. No, they can't fish off the back of the cruise ship. No, that's for we can arrange a fishing expedition for them when they get in port. We can arrange that. But we don't, they don't allow us to fish or do target practice or anything like that off the cruise ship.
Well,
No.
there's gonna be some disappointed men there because they just love to drop a line. Anyway, anywho,
Kind of
I
like
want
off their balcony or something like that. No. No.
yeah, uh-huh. I wanted to ask you too, about the ports.
Oh,
Um, uh, my granddaughter May
may
not.
not.
Yeah,
Mhm.
May, she's actually Miss Cornhole 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, she's a looker. She's had a good year. She's also, Waffle House, Miss Waffle House of Pensacola, don't you know? You know, and, you know, people tell her all the time that she gets her looks from her granny, Granny
Oh,
Knott.
Granny not. Of
But,
course.
so we know she gets her beauty from me, and where she gets her brains, well, the jury's still out on that one. But anywho, what May was asking me, she was saying, Granny, I love the beach, but could you ask Miss Patty if all the beaches on those islands are next to the water?
Ye yeah, all of the beaches are actually beachfront. They're right on the water. We don't do those off the water beaches, not for our clients. Our clients are every beach is right up. against the water for our clients.
Well, May will be happy to hear that. I'll tell you because she was concerned. And Miss Patty, I hope you understand my voice. Uh, do you smoke, Miss Patty?
No, I don't. Not no.
Oh, I wish I'd never started, but when I was no bigger than a lima bean, I started smoking Chesterfields, and my voice just goes in and out. So, so excuse me, it gets a little phlegmy once in a while, if you know what I mean.
Okay. I
Yeah.
kind of get a feel for what you mean. Yes.
Okay. So, anywho, let's go talking about those cruise boats. What we were thinking, May and I,
Yeah.
uh, we
Ships.
were.
We usually refer to them as ships.
Oh well, la
Literally.
ti da, Miss Patty. Yeah, anywho, what I'd like to say is, what we were thinking about this carnival boat was, if we could arrange, oh, I don't know, if we could have a carnival boat come pick us up in Jacksonville, and maybe something like, oh, I don't know, 7:30 at night. They give folks time to have their supper, get the dishes done, watch Wheel of Fortune, and get over there to the port.
Uh,
Could you arrange that with Carnival for us?
Okay, would not exactly that. We can make all kinds of arrangements, but the cruise ships do have specific departure times that we have to adhere to. But I tell you what we do. Uh, we actually kind of recommend to our clients that you arrange to be at the cruise port uh, as the group the night before the departure. The cruise ships generally depart late afternoon, and so if you could be in actually the night before, and we'll arrange a hotel and maybe even have a cocktail reception for you or something for your whole group, and a wine and cheese party or something like that. So if you could be at the port the night before, we find that works best, and therefore you don't ever miss the ship, which
Well,
can be
you really put on a big shindig, don't you?
well, we really we try to think of everything, and Shirley, we really do try to do everything we possibly can for our group leaders because we'll set up the hotel for you, make those reservations, take all the money payments, make them direct to Carnival. You won't have to do a thing. We set up transportation to the pier, arrange for parties on board the ship, and all of the events you need for your tournament. We'll have private excursions if you want one for or two for your group. So people can have the option of participating or not. But really, Shirley, we like for our group leaders to have just one job when we're all done, and that's you guys get your people to come with you and we'll do everything else. We'll even give you a customized website. So all you have to do, you don't have to send out invitations or make phone calls. You just send out a link to your email list. And we've got a customized website that answer all their questions. And if they still have questions left, they just call us and not you. So we really handle everything other than the actual getting the people on board. We leave it to you to get your people together and get the word out and encourage them to come.
Well, Miss Patty, I was asking you, or I was asking you. I'm not sure what I'm asking right now. I'm just kind of, anywho, let me ask you this. There's a lot of organization that needs to go into the cornhole aficionados tournaments. And would there be someone like yourself or Mr. Kevin that joins us on the cruise ship to help organize?
Absolutely. Surely, if you're going to have a group of 30 or more people, generally speaking, we will arrange to have somebody from Dancing Moon Travel on board with you, and we'll handle everything. There's somebody that the cruise ship has assigned on board to deal with their groups. And we will have somebody on hand to handle all of that, make sure all of the the space set apart for your events is adequate, and that the timing on everything is fine. Oh, and we also arrange for what we call round robin dining for the group, so everybody dines together and can move around. You know, you probably have uh, a dozen tables for 10 or more in our group, and we arrange for your people to be able to dine at any one of those tables so they can visit with somebody different each night. You know, not everyone, will have that way. They won't all have to fight over sitting next to you in the place of honor each night. That honor can go to a different person each evening.
I'll tell you what, I want Mr. Kevin sitting next to me. Uh-huh. But I think maybe my granddaughter May not would have a little objection to that.
Well, he could have one on each side. I could
Oh,
arrange that for you.
okay, okay. Well, it sounds like you do a whole lot of good stuff. Now, you know, I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. So I know this is going to cost me something. So you're putting together a website, you're doing all this organization for the aficionados. How much is this going? I mean, up front, how much do I got to give me a number? Tell me how much I got to pay you up front to get you to do all this for me.
Well, actually, Shirley, we don't really have much in the way of upfront payments required for a normal event for us, other than your deposit to the cruise line, which for most people is $250 per person for a 7 night cruise. We don't have any upfront charges that people are required, and in fact, our group leaders, that would be you, frequently are able to travel for free or at least at a greatly reduced cost for your fare. And if you wanted to generate revenue for your organization or yourself, our group leaders frequently are able to generate revenue for themselves or their organization. So we can build that into your group structure as well.
Excuse me. Got a little more flimmy there. Uh-huh.
Woohoo!
Anywho, I wanted to ask you, Miss Patty. Could I ask you something, Miss Patty?
Of course.
Okay. Well, I didn't know how we were doing on time. I know you're trying to keep things under control here,
Yeah,
and with Mr. Kevin gone, yeah.
we've got a few minutes here, so we're good
Okay.
on time.
Okay. Because I know Mr. Kevin's the one that keeps you in line. Uh-huh.
Yes.
So, anywho, let me ask you this. My son, who is, well, of course, May's father, we think. Anywho, Scotty Knott, he went on one of those there carnival cruise boats. Oh, I don't know, 2, 3 years ago, and a couple of things. Well, first thing you got to know, Scott is one of those people. He walks into any room and all of a sudden he's everybody's friend. And Scotty, I mean, he can walk into a Cracker Barrel or a Golden Corral, not knowing a single soul, and he leaves there, and everybody is his friend. Yeah,
Yeah, I've known those
yeah.
people.
Well, well, the reason I'm saying this, Miss Patty, is he went on one of those there carnival boats, and I tell you what, I bet you, I bet you, I bet you he knows that captain by first name. So, yeah, you're smoking those Chesterfields too,
Throat
aren't you?
tickle, throat tickle.
Oh, anywho, so I bet you he knows that carnival captain by first name. So why couldn't Scotty just call up that captain and say, "Hello, Mister Captain, my granny's cornhole aficionados group would love to have their tournament on your cruise boat, and wouldn't he be able to just do this for me and not have to bother you with something like this?"
Well, first of all, Shirley, it's no bother. This is what we do. It's our specialty. And It really is a specialty to be able to set up all of these groups, and there's a lot involved. We negotiate with the cruise lines and take care of all of that. We arrange for fun amenities for the group. You
Fun
know,
amenities.
yes, fun amenities. That's two
Well,
words.
Scotty was talking about that, and he said there was a massage parlor on board.
There's a well, they do have a spa. Um, I haven't. They do offer massages.
Oh,
Uh, it's
okay.
not
Uh-huh.
quite the same context as people might think massage parlor might give a little bit of the wrong idea, but they do offer, deep, healthy, tissue massages, to relax people. So yes, they do have things like that on board. Facials, you can get your nails done. You can do all kinds of things. Our groups usually will arrange for things like wine and chocolates in their staterooms, um, things like that.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, it's sounding promising. Let me ask you this, Miss Patty. There's no topless beaches that we go to, is there?
Well, not specifically. No, the cruise ship does not pull in to any of the topless or nude beaches there. Depending on the destination, there are some of those scattered around the Caribbean. So if someone wants to have that experience of a topless beach, you could certainly probably find one, depending on what islands, what itinerary we called on. But the cruise ship doesn't pull up to any topless beaches per se.
Okay, okay, well, that's good. Scotty might be a little disappointed. Uh-huh. But anywho, uh, Miss Patty, I want to ask you, what about a hurricane? Uh,
Oh,
I don't want to go out there in that big old boat and right in the middle of a hurricane.
okay. Well, I'm kind of thinking that next November would be a great time. That's kind of when I think you said you hold your usually have your events. So
I
2021.
didn't say that, Miss Patty. I did not say that, but you are correct. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh.
Okay, I had actually looked that up online,
Yeah.
to see when
Okay.
you held it,
Uh-huh.
so I'd done a little research, and actually November is not an active that it's technically still in hurricane season, but, storms are very rare during the month of November, so the odds of your group, having to deal with anything related to a hurricane are very, very small, practically non-existent. Um, we do schedule some groups for to sail during the summer. And hurricane season runs from June 1st through the end of November, technically, but the most active time for storms starts in July, gets very active mid September to mid October is the peak of the hurricane season. So uh, when something like that happens, the chances of any particular sailing being affected by a hurricane is very, very small. Um, at most sailings would have maybe have to miss one port of call and exchange that for a different port. But the cruise ships don't sail into storms. Their safety is their first concern. They'll go around a storm, change their itinerary, what needs to happen. I've only had in all my years one cruise canceled out of, for over 12 years. Only one cruise has ever been canceled that for my clients due to a straight on hurricane hit on their departure port. So it's very unusual.
Okay, okay. I think I'll sleep better now. Uh-huh. So, anywho, one more question, and we gotta bring this up. I hate to bring it up, but what about that there Rona stuff that's going on?
Ah,
Uh-huh.
the
It's not
virus.
pretty. It's not pretty at all. Nope.
Well,
Uh-uh.
It has not been pretty, and the cruise lines have been hit so hard by the coronavirus. It has been very unkind to the cruise industry. However, I think we're seeing the end of it. The no sail order from the CDC is actually scheduled to be lifted as of the end of the day tomorrow. I've heard nothing that they plan to extend that, so I'm hoping that we can continue on that and lift that and get the cruise lines get back to sailing. When they do, they're going to have stringent protocols on board a ship to make sure that everybody is healthy and safe. Cruises have been sailing for several weeks since like mid-June from Europe without incident. The protocols in place there, they're reducing capacity so the ships aren't packed to the rafters full. The hand washing, safe health checks. They are doing daily temperature checks on their onboard staff, and it's going to be very, very safe. Um, the cruise lines have Cruise Lines International Association has filed documentation, as have some of the individual cruise lines, about what protocols they will put in place. I personally think that there's not going to be a safer place on the planet to hang out than a cruise ship when they begin to sail again. I can't wait to go myself.
Okay, Miss Patty, that sounds like a really good deal. You know, I I feel like a celebrity being on your program. I have be on this program with you, and I called all my relatives, I called all the knots, and I said, "You got to get on the program and watch because Miss Patty's good at what she do."
Well, Shirley, I am so glad you were able to join us.
Want to take all
Uh,
this information. What? There's something going on here. You hello? Hello?
Hello. Woohoo.
Uh, I I I didn't know if you can hear me or not, and I say that deaf ear of me. Anywho, I'm going to get back with you. The committee is myself and my granddaughter May Knott and her daddy Scott Knott and my husband, rest his soul, will not be on the committee anymore. uh-huh. Anywho, um, we'll get back to you, and I think maybe now it's almost time for you to give out that magic
That
phrase
code
word.
word, yes.
So, because
So any of you, yeah,
May says she wants to win that luggage scale.
right. Well, I'm just about to give out that magic code word for you guys to enter in the comments, folks. Thank you for sticking with us, and so glad that you're on there. And are you ready for that code word, folks? It's Groups Rock. See, I just put it up there on the banner. Groups Rock. If you want to enter our September drawing, just enter Groups Rock. And when Kevin gets back to his abode, he will go back and make sure that everybody gets entered into the drawing who just entered the words Groups Rock.
Mr. Kevin gets back to his abode.
Yes, his abode.
Yeah,
They're
well,
outside of Dublin. You know, he lives in just outside of Dublin. So
that's in Ireland, right?
that's in Ireland. Yes.
Yeah.
Your geography is spot on.
Well, I think there's one in Georgia too.
There is, and I just want to tell you that you were asking about Wheel of Fortune earlier, and one of our people has commented she must hang out in the casino when she sails because she says there's a Wheel of Fortune game you can play in the casino on board the cruise ship. So uh, if if uh, if any of the cornhole people are uh, big into Wheel of Fortune, they should just check out the casino.
I tell you what, if they're not cornholing, they're wheel of fortuning.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
real good.
Uh-huh. So,
Well, Shirley,
well, thank you again.
thank you for being with us. It's been delightful to have you on, and, we will talk again, let's say, middle of next week. How's that?
And Miss Patty,
Yes.
you know what?
What?
I think we're now good enough friends. You can just call me Granny from now on.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Alright,
Okay.
Granny Knott. Alright,
Uh,
got it.
Alrighty then. Well, thank you very much, and
Okay.
we'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody. See you next week. Isn't Shirley not a stitch?